Welcome to World Knowledge. We all have habits and mindsets that we repeat over and over again without realizing that they are holding us back from personal and financial growth. They may seem strange, but in reality, we have all made them at least once in our lives without even realizing it. These wrong mindsets, no matter how small or seemingly unimportant, can lead to you being poor and still being poor. The Japanese business king revealed, "If you still have these two thoughts, you will be poor forever, and it will be difficult to turn a new page in life." We can see the secret to getting rich of a poor boy who became a king without a throne on Wall Street. If you want to take $10 from someone else's pocket, the easiest way is to help him earn $100 first. And the story of contributing tet to the paternal and maternal sides of young couples. Many families quarrel endlessly, low-income families but know how to save to have enough for both sides. Sometimes it's not because of a lack of money. You may be poor because you can't escape this poor way of thinking. Let's explore these mistakes and how they affect our lives. 1. That is exchanging time for money. At the market, we can easily see the scene of two people standing and bargaining over a bunch of vegetables for half a day. Are those 1 to 2 coins worth half your day? And you need to understand that human time is priceless. However, realizing the value of time is not a simple task. Bargaining with each other for half a day just to get a few cents cheaper. Having to go to work but standing and chatting with acquaintances. Waiting in long lines for promotions in the supermarket. When doing these things, we are using our precious time in exchange for some benefits. This is the typical mindset of people who cannot get rich. They never feel that their time is valuable, but only complain about why they are poor even though they work very hard. In a crowded market, you can easily see two people standing and bargaining over a bunch of vegetables. They spend half a day just arguing about a few cents. To them, that amount of money seems very important, but is it worth exchanging half a day of their own time? Many people often make this mistake, for example, standing in long lines for promotions in the supermarket, or chatting with acquaintances when they have work to do. Meanwhile, time is priceless and cannot be recovered. Rich people often have a different perspective. While ordinary people waste time on meaningless things, rich people invest their time in learning, building relationships and finding new opportunities. They understand that money can be earned again, but time once lost cannot be recovered. If we do not realize the true value of time, we will continue to waste it on things that do not bring much benefit, and in the end we can only complain about the lack of finance despite working hard. Instead, invest your time in activities that bring long-term value and create conditions for future success. As we know, what are rich people doing when ordinary people waste time on meaningless things? They learn knowledge, build relationships, accumulate capital and pave the way for future success. Money can be earned again, but time is gone forever. Time is precious, so don't waste it on meaningless or low-return activities. 2. Taking personal goals lightly. An item that comes in 3 sizes, large, medium and small, originally priced at $300 $250 and $200 respectively, is now discounted to $150. According to the experience of sales staff, ordinary people tend to buy large sizes to save money, while rich people often buy the size that suits their needs. This is a wrong way of thinking. People who are in need often focus too much on finding benefits and ignore other more important values, such as their own goals. A couple wanted to buy a house but did not have enough money for a deposit. The husband advised them to wait a while to save up, but the wife wanted to buy it right away. After arguing for a long time, the husband had to comply with his wife. Both of them ran around borrowing money to have enough money. From the beginning, this couple was caught in a wrong way of thinking. The problem was not whether they had enough money or not. The important thing was whether they bought it as a house really necessary. The thinking of the poor is determined by whether they can do it or not, while the thinking of the rich is to emphasize the goal of the action. When buying a house, people without money often think about the problem. How much deposit do I need? Is my monthly income enough to pay the loan? Should I buy a house? What type of house is suitable? In contrast, when buying a house, rich people will first ask, do I really need to buy a house? What kind of house do I want to buy? Then they start implementing the plan. If the goal is reasonable enough, we will not be able to use the excuse of not having enough resources to not do it. This reflects a common type of wrong thinking, underestimating personal goals. People who are poor often focus too much on saving money and ignore other important factors such as the suitability with personal goals. Imagine a couple who dreams of owning a new house. When they didn't have enough money for a deposit, the husband advised them to wait until they saved enough money, but the wife wanted to buy it right away. After a while of arguing, the husband had to give in to his wife and they both borrowed money from everywhere to get the necessary amount. From the beginning, this couple made a mistake in thinking. The problem was not just whether they had enough money, but whether buying a house was really necessary at this time. The thinking of poor people often focuses on how to have enough money, while the thinking of rich people focuses on whether that action will achieve their goals. People without money often worry about how much to put down, whether their monthly income is enough to pay off the debt, and whether they should buy a house. Meanwhile, rich people will ask themselves whether they really need to buy a house, what kind of house they want, and then make a specific plan. When the goal is clear and reasonable, we will not be able to use the excuse of not having enough resources to not act. Instead, we will find a way to achieve that goal, even when faced with resource constraints. 3. That is, you limit all possibilities. People often think that the less money they have, the stronger their willpower is. However, the truth is completely opposite. In behavioral economics, there is a concept called decision fatigue. The more decisions we make in a short period of time, the more exhausted our energy will be. From there, we no longer have the strength to consider the pros and cons, leading to more random decisions. When buying a house, ordinary people are more concerned about the price because they are used to comparing prices many times every time they want to buy something. Therefore, they often tend to choose the lowest value houses when investing or changing their residence. This is the core of poor thinking. If you only focus on money, you will waste money. If you only focus on immediate benefits, you will win a small battle but lose the whole war. 4. Always think negatively. Suppose there is a mountain in front of you. The first thing that people with poor thinking will think is, I can't climb this mountain. As soon as they are assigned the task of contacting partners, they think about failure, being looked down upon, so how can they have any impact on partners? Once you are dominated by these negative thoughts, you will completely enter a state of poor thinking. Just encountering difficulties, poor thinking, will make you think you can't do it and give up. People with poor thinking do not necessarily have no money or no ability to make money. In fact, they are denying their own ability to make money and succeed. On the contrary, rich people, when facing any problem, believe that they can do it, think of ways to solve the problem, and then mobilize all the resources around them to do this. 5. That is being content with the present and not daring to take risks. Many people just want to pursue a stable life, going out with an umbrella in the morning and coming back with an umbrella in the evening, settling down for life like that. However, stability does not mean safety. We always like the present life, thinking that as long as it is stable, everything will be peaceful. However, reality is often very cruel. An accident, an illness, a bankrupt company is enough to ruin our lives. If you are poor, there is no such thing as safety, no way out if you do not dare to take risks. What is more frightening? Many poor people do not dare to take risks themselves and even laugh at those who dare to take risks. If you take risks, the person with a poor mindset will think you are lucky. If you fail, that person will mock, I told you so. If there are such people around, you should absolutely stay away. Of course, taking risks is not the same as gambling. You need to be willing to take risks, even when you are safe, and always have the courage to move forward. It is a calculated choice after many times of considering the risks. Thinking determines class. Rich people always raise and lower the problem from many aspects before taking action. Poor people always think about difficulties first, then find excuses to give up. The world will never treat you better just because you are poor. If you want to change your destiny, you must first change your thinking. Wrong thinking and habits, although they may seem strange or not immediately effective, are actually major obstacles to our success and prosperity. When we do not recognize or refuse to change these concepts, we unintentionally maintain a state of poverty and lack in life. Identifying and changing these thinking is an important first step to making a big difference in your financial and personal life. Don't let these invisible mistakes continue to hold you back. Take the initiative to change to move forward and open up new opportunities. If you find the video useful, please subscribe to the channel. Like and have any questions, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next video.